Hey everyone, welcome back to a bonus episode where we're talking about wrestling. Last week, the PWI released their top 10 women's wrestlers of the year. We did the men's a few weeks back. Tonight, we are doing the women's, and oh boy, this is going to be an interesting one. We'll keep this one probably a little shorter, but whenever we say that, it never happens. Um, we are going to give you the list first, and then we are going to count down from 10 to 1 what Campo and I think should be on the list. And then after that, we'll throw in a couple honorable mentions. So, number one is Japanese wrestler Shuri, someone I'm not too familiar with. I'm going to be honest with you on that. Number two is Bianca Belair. Number three is Thunder Rosa. Number four, Becky Lynch. Number five, Jade Cargill. Number six, Jordan Grace. Number seven is Saya Kamitani. Number eight is Charlotte Flair. Number nine is Starlight Kid. And 10 is Taya Valkyrie. So that is, according to PWI, the top 10 women's wrestlers from June of 2021 to June of 2022. So that's their list. Clearly, we're doing a video on this because Campo and I do not agree with that list.
Yeah, no.
No. So we are going to start from 10. Who did you put in your number 10 spot?
This was a really weird one, but I put Jade Cargill.
Really?
I completely understand that title reign factors in, but
Mm-hmm.
her in-ring work, mic skills, like everything else is not a top 10 wrestler.
Okay, fair enough.
So she's
Fair
got to
enough.
be at the end for me.
Okay, fair enough. I put in Charlotte Flair at number 10 because she hasn't done anything in a year.
Yeah, but her injury, I believe, was just before the due date of the final date of
Yes,
that.
but she was also missed for, she came back for only a short while when she came back from that other injury.
Okay, that's fair.
She had, I think it was one of her implants exploded on her.
Well, that will lead perfectly into my number nine because it's Charlotte Flair. Um,
Okay, makes sense.
but I just felt like she's actually a really good wrestler.
Yeah, but I don't think she needs to be in the top
You
10.
know what? I'm not really thinking about how we're factoring this because that also has to matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for me, give me the old switcheroo. We'll put Charlotte Flair at number 10 and I'll put
Yeah,
Jade Cargill at number nine.
at least Jade Cargill has been active and she's
Yeah.
won.
Okay, so you're gonna allow me to have the switcheroo. That's fair.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll allow a putty over here.
Yeah, one putty.
One putty allowed. For me, number nine, I kept number nine at Starlight Kid. Once again, not too familiar with her work either. I'm not even sure what promotion she's in. Do you?
Yeah, stardom.
Is she in Stardom? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess she's one of the. Is she one of the tag?
You know, she was a singles title holder for a while.
Okay.
She's actually a really good wrestler. Oh, actually, she's World Wonder. She's in Wonder.
She's in Wonder. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with World of Wonder. She's the masked wrestler, right?
yeah, yeah. Very
Okay. Yeah.
extremely popular.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that then. Popularity, I think, should have a factor in this as well. Who did you put at number eight?
Starlight Kid.
I put Jade Cargill at number eight for the same reason.
Okay, so you kind of had her at the end. You're making me feel all bad about this.
But I mean, at least she's a title holder. At least she's won matches.
Yeah.
She has been on TV every week
Starlight Kid
winning.
is actually a good wrestler.
She is. Okay. Fair enough. Fair
Fair
enough.
enough.
I'm just not too
That's my
familiar with her.
combative.
And that I'll be the first to admit it. I'll be the first to admit it.
A lot. Okay, so for the wrestlers that we don't really know here, I factored in only just what I
Heard.
know based on paper of
Yeah.
about this person. So is it my turn?
Yeah. Who's your number eight?
Seven.
Seven? Seven, yeah.
Saya Kamatani.
Okay.
Kamatani.
That's my number seven as well.
This is the person I know the least about
The
on
least
this
about,
list.
yeah. Um,
So I feel like it's okay to just
I
leave
think
her where they put her.
she's also World Wonder Stardom.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also the Wonder Stardom champion right now, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean that makes sense. That she's another. I think she's another one of those former idols that became A wrestler.
I mean, that's like
A lot of the
Japanese wrestling.
yeah. Okay, you're number 6.
Thunder Rosa.
Okay.
Why? She's a good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
She held the title for a while, but if you going by June to June, she hasn't had the title for that long. Yes, she did have the I don't remember the name of the other title. She had a couple little title wins here and there, but
She was NWA champ for a little bit.
yeah, it kind of she never really caught my eye until later in her run, which would have been past the date. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like if I didn't even think your wrestling was good until after the June date, like your
Yeah.
title doesn't mean anything to me.
For me, she's a little higher on the list, like I said, because I used to see her on Power every now and then on the NWA show. So I'm a little bit more familiar with Thunder Rosa, and I saw her run as I mean, she's not that high on the list, but I mean, my number 6 is Taya Valkyrie. Only because she's so talented. She's really good. She's Canadian, hasn't held a championship, was in NXT for a cup of coffee, and then was released. And I think that hindered her a little bit, or else she may have been higher on the list for me. She's put on a lot of good matches in Mexico and a lot of great matches on Impact during that time. No
Yeah.
title, but
Well, she does have a title.
yes, she's now, but that title was won
Yes,
after the fact.
she's MLW World Featherweight.
Oh, that's right. She's that. I was also thinking, though, the
She won.
Impact knockout tag champion.
And she also she's been the AAA Reina de Reinas champion for a while.
For a while. I think she lost to Deanna, didn't she?
She's still the champion right now.
Oh, she beat Deanna.
Yeah. This is her 4th time having it too. Yeah. So, I mean, that's my next pick. Sorry.
Yeah, Taya Valkyrie. So basically, you and I swapped Taya Valkyrie and Thunder Rosa because my number 5 is Thunder Rosa.
Okay, so that's fair because
so
I'm a big Taya fan.
Yeah, I see more talent in Taya than I do. She's a little bit more athletic.
For as she's not big, but she's very
she's
thick.
Tall. Yeah,
she's tall and thick, and to do the things that she does is like having like a 6'10" wrestler.
To be fair, I'm sure her husband has a lot to do with that.
Oh, okay.
John Morrison, right? So, Mr. Human highlight reel over there. So yeah, my number 5 is Thunder Rosa. So I mean, it's not like
we're not way off.
We're not that far off.
I don't think this list we're going to be that far off. My number 4 is Becky Lynch.
That's my number 4 as well.
All right, so I'm assuming
same
we're kind
idea.
of going the same way.
She had that great run from SummerSlam where she beat Bianca in like 14 seconds, had that run with the title, and then got hurt.
And then headlined every single women's match for every pay-per-view.
And never won.
But still, I think to me, that has to have some kind of factor.
Yeah.
Right? I understand that the top 10 people, they're mostly slamming the belt reins on them, but it's like at the same time.
But also, you also got to remember in women's wrestling, there's a lot less belts to go around.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
So,
and especially if you're just in WWE and you don't have the luxury of being able to mingle with other companies.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
My favorite part of Japanese women's wrestling, okay, is that one day you don't have any belts, and the next day you show up on AEW for your show, and you're just like a quadruple champion because you went to all these indie shows.
Yeah,
you go to all these indie shows, and you're just winning all their belts. The Regina D Wave title.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Ribbon Ice Princess.
The triple luxury 3rd tier LMO. LMO title. I was trying to say
Hilton Hotels.
Okay, my number 3 is Shuri.
That's my number 3 as well. So our top 3 are probably going to be the same.
All right, my number 2 is Jordynne Grace.
That's my number 2 as well. So Bianca Belair.
How do you not have Bianca Belair as your number 1?
She is arguably the most talented, strongest, quickest, bestest, the EST of the WWE.
Yeah, the worst character that ever existed. But
her gimmick is horrible. But her in-ring talent has grown so much over the last 2 years. She went from being so green to being probably one of the best women on the roster.
And you know what? I genuinely think that's what AEW thinks they have with Jade Cargill.
They think they have their Bianca Belair.
Because she's bigger, she's stronger. She just doesn't have the
talent.
The talent, yeah. Right. But Bianca wasn't immediately good. I remember like seeing bits and pieces before I came back to wrestling.
Like when she was in NXT, she was not that great. She never won a championship in NXT.
She got called up based on just raw skill.
Yeah. She got called up for her upside, for her ceiling. Yeah. She has a high ceiling, and she's probably going to go down in history as one of the greatest women champions in WWE. She's probably going to be one of the greatest women's champions of the 2020s.
Yeah.
Like in the 2010s,
she's probably going to be the best female wrestler of all time by the time she retires.
You think of all time?
I think so.
In terms of in-ring ability, yeah.
Want to know something? That. She's already like a staple in WWE to the point where she's just hanging on to titles. Give it like 5 years, she's going to get the Charlotte Flair where every single match is a title match, and she's always going to be a title holder.
Yeah.
If she's not having a singles title, she's going to have the tag title.
Yeah. In the 2010s, you were swapping between Bayley, Bayley, Becky, Charlotte. Like that was the 2010s. But the 2020s are going to be long to Belair.
You want to know something too for next year? I would not be surprised if Ronda Rousey is really high up on this list because she has only impressed me every single time she steps into the ring.
That match against Emma on Friday.
Can I talk about that?
Sure. Go for it.
I'm so sick and tired of WWE's nonsense. Like, her name is Emma. Is Emma. Next coming out is James, Jim, Joe, John, and Jack. Like, what is that?
Yeah. It would be like
let her have Tenille. Like, I know people understand the WWE universe can, no disrespect, can sometimes be ignorant to any other wrestling and maybe won't even know
Tenille
what her real name is.
I think is it.
But yeah. But
you think Madcap had something to do with her coming back?
For sure. And the fact that they're rebuilding the women's roster, Triple H had a good relationship with her.
Yeah.
She was a crowd favorite, and she proved in Impact that she belongs in the women's division.
Yeah.
So do the Iconics. Don't be surprised if they get pulled back.
I see one coming back. The other one, she doesn't
want to come back.
She's pregnant.
Yeah, but I'm not saying they're going to come back now. I think they might hold off, but they both decided to retire because they wanted to become actors. They didn't want to continue wrestling. But I think if you're a wrestler, you get that itch and you're like, I want to go back. And they were huge.
Yeah.
They're arguably
their gimmick was so over.
They're the greatest mic skilled women I've ever seen, probably.
And they're the first WWE Women's Tag Team champions.
Actually, I take that back. Britt Baker's pretty good. But yeah.
She is. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, 1 and 2, there is no argument there.
Hey, Jordynne Grace, come on.
You could say what you will about Shuri and how great she is and the championships that she's won. And I get it. You wanted to put a female wrestler or more Japanese women up there, and all the power to that. But you also got to remember the general public, including myself, is not too familiar with overseas Japanese women.
But the Western wrestling fans are kind of segregated from the women of Japan for some reason. We'll get all the men stuff, but they try not to give us any of the women stuff.
That's why we're going to make it our point to cover historic crossover.
Yeah, we're going to, if whatever we think, if there's going to be a truly large event for women's wrestling going forward, we're
definitely going to cover it.
Review it.
Yeah.
Wrestling is just wrestling.
Exactly.
And, the more we give you, the more we get back. So
exactly. So yeah, I mean, Jordynne Grace, like, come on, like, has done nothing. She's done nothing but impress. Like,
amazing.
That match against, I know that's past the point, but that Masha Slamovich match.
She's going to be probably number 1 next year.
Jordynne Grace.
Yeah,
I could see that. It's going to be a hard choice between her and Bianca, depending on what they do.
Bianca could be number 1 every year forever, and I don't think anybody would
for the next 10 years. And I wouldn't.
I genuinely feel like the reason she's not number 1 here is because PWI just wanted to do something different.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, there's our top 10. Let's go into someone who you think was snubbed.
Okay, so what I did is I picked a woman from all the major companies and then one from Japan.
Okay.
So, for my AEW choice of someone who should be on this list, and you already know that I'm not a fan. But Britt Baker was the title holder for that entire span.
Yeah.
and is like a knockout on the microphone.
And the thing is, the fact that they put Thunder Rosa at 3 and Britt Baker isn't even mentioned.
And Britt Baker held the title for almost that whole year.
Yeah, exactly.
And is the best mic worker in all of AEW. That one doesn't make sense.
She is also my pick on AEW as well.
I think that Thunder Rosa got most of this beef up from winning the other titles.
Yeah. Who's your let's go into Impact. Who's your Impact?
Purrazzo.
Yeah, same here. Deonna Purrazzo.
I would have said Slamovich, but that's way past the date, so it doesn't count. Deonna Purrazzo is
the virtuosa. She is probably the most talented.
Let's start
technical.
Let's go female. All the way back to the beginning of this video when I made a comment.
Mm-hmm.
Deonna Purrazzo is probably going to retire as the greatest female wrestler of all time.
Yes.
I'm just gonna. I forgot.
Bianca would be the greatest WWE female wrestler, but I think Deonna is going to be the greatest female wrestler. I can agree with that.
She has so much left in the tank, and her in-ring work is so clean and fluid, and to the point where her matches look great, but they invoke no chance of injury.
Yeah.
Like it's always just
She's so safe.
And when it has to get hardcore, she absolutely will.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We're in agreement there. WWE.
I said, WWE. Okay, you go first.
Mandy Rose.
All right. I went in a completely different way, and I said Satomura.
Really?
She is one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time.
Of all time. And that the women's UK championship run.
And she, if you go back and watch her UK matches, which I saw a couple after we watched that,
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Good swerve on that one. I kind of had a feeling.
I was going to go Mandy Rose because you had me hooked. My original pick, I was like, what can I do here? I was really, really like thinking.
I was high on Rhea Ripley, but then I remembered Mandy Rose.
Rhea Ripley was up there for me, and I picked one. I don't honestly just blanking on it, but Mandy Rose was the right choice. And then when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh shit, Satomura. I was like, that's got to be, because it's still WWE.
And I know your Japanese pick.
Is it Yuka Sakazaki?
Yuka
Sakazaki. Listen,
give me more of that.
She's wins titles left, right, and center. She's one of the most skilled female wrestlers I've ever seen.
Draped in gold right now.
And she is one of the outliers in women's wrestling who's so tiny, but makes every move look like it has impact.
Yeah.
Like even Riho, I have trouble imagining that she's doing any damage with what she's doing.
Because she's so light.
Yeah. It's like it's the Alexa Bliss factor, the Liv Morgan, where it looks like you're punching air. But Yuka's like a beast. Like an absolute beast. I do have one more.
Sure. Go for it.
Mercedes Martinez.
Yes. Good call on that.
I know there wasn't a lot of matches, but she held the title all the way through this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering, I'm sure she'll be on the list, but really good wrestler.
Yeah. Very good. But that's it, guys. That was our breakdown of the PWI Women's Top 10. Little bonus video for you guys this week. Make sure if you like this to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. It doesn't cost you anything. And tune in on Friday, because Friday, now that we finally finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla, we will be playing a brand new game. So stay tuned on Friday for that. Spider-Man. But I gave that away already. But tune in on Friday for that. And then, like I said on the last video, join us next week where we will be reviewing Crown Jewel and New Japan's Battle Autumn. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. I will see you all next time.